Yeah, good afternoon to everybody. I am Dr. Veeranna DK, Professor and Director, Institute of Excellence in Management Science, Hubballi. Friends, my topic is the technology management in the higher education. As you all know, we are moving in the era of 21st century where technology is leading and technology is supporting for the learning environment. In such situations, when we are moving ahead from our conventional education system to the technology based education, we have to go with what is going on, what are the inventions are happening in the technology. For example, when we start with our education system, usually the chalk and talk was the basically used to teach and to make the learning environment. But when we are progressing from the conventional education to the nationalized and the technical education and the higher education with the national importance and international importance, we have to go with the technology where you can utilize the technology which is available for our education, especially I am talking about the higher education. Usually the national accreditation bodies you take as a NAC or the NBA, they are also talking about there should be multiple evaluation techniques. Now, usually we do conduct the semester end examination and semester, usually internal assessment test and the semester end examination. These are the two conventional methods we use for the evaluation techniques. But when it comes to the technology supported evaluation system, there are so many applications are available. I use the quizzes as one of the applications where you can utilize the technology after every chapter or every module. You can evaluate the students whether how much they are understood. Even the application has a lot of features like multiple choice you can add, and you can add the some descriptive answers. Even you can add some models or the geometry is also included, so that the thinking can be happened in a different way. You can add the pictures, you can add the animations, you can add the videos, so that people can think and they can revert back with the answers. Even there is a board they can create. If you ask them to create a smiley picture, then automatically there is a provision for creating the smiley picture in that particular activity. At the same time, you can give the time, how much time is required to make that activity or to complete the activity. You can give 1 minute time, 60 seconds or 45 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever the amount of time you can give it. At the same time, it is not necessarily to conduct it online. You can conduct it offline also by giving the assignments, so that the students can submit it as and when they get the free time. At the same time, you are saying the time restrictions can be given. They can open it by today afternoon 2 o'clock and it can be closed by tomorrow 2 o'clock, something like that. Time flexibility can be given so that they can make it possible. At the same time, you can uh, take this examination wherever they are sitting. Not necessarily they have to be present in your classroom only. They can sit at their home or anywhere they can travel. Only thing is, whatever the code is possible, code is given in that particular test content, they can utilize and they can add it and they can answer it. This is how the technology is supporting. At the same time, these accreditation bodies are also asking for variations in the evaluation techniques. This is one part. Coming to the animation part, see, it is very difficult to. Basically, I am a mechanical engineer. In engineering, we have lot of animations where we can make the students to understand quickly or easily. Take example of the internal combustion engines. It is very difficult to make them to understand how exactly the two-stroke engine works or the four-stroke engines. If you go with the animations, very easily you can convince the students and make them to understand how exactly the technology is or how exactly the engine is working, so that it can becomes easy for them to understand with this technology. Unless until you can, otherwise you have to take them to the laboratory and make them to understand. Most of the time, these processes may not be visualized or they cannot be seen because they are confined internally. In such cases, this animation or the technology will help you to see or visualize how exactly the process will act. And thanks to the national education policy, where national education policy is giving lot of platform to the interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary programs. And this, in this respect, even the AICTE, the All India Council for Technical Education, has given the freedom to add the Indian knowledge system also in the textbook content. This Indian knowledge system, where you can see how our ancestors are developed. If you go through the any courses related to the Indian knowledge systems, this will help you to know how exactly they are utilized the civil engineering, mechanical engineering, even the electronic engineering, whatever the engineering disciplines are there, they are well utilized from our ancestors. These things you can bring to the notice of the students through the technology management. You can bring the courses which are already available in the online, either in the form of the Swayam or NPTEL or MOOCs, wherever. Okay, you can bring this. Automatically, you can make them to understand quickly and easily. Otherwise, in the remote places, it becomes very difficult to make them understand. This is how the technology is helping us to make it. And I was talking about the simulations. These simulations, graphical simulations, you can add it so that they can quickly understand the processes and the conveniences. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. And coming to the technology usage in the classroom content, most of the time it becomes very difficult to make them to understand with the chalk and talk. In such cases, you can quickly make use of the PowerPoint presentations or the animations or any quizzes or any programs which can support you through the technology. In this way, the technology may help you to quickly come back to and complete. You can complete it, the syllabuses or the whatever the content is given to you, that can be effectively, it can be communicated. And we all know our attention span is very less. Usually it will go around 12 to 13 seconds usually with when you are listening to the any lectures. But if you add any AV modules, the audio video modules, then automatically you can grab that attention span, and you can enhance that attention span of any students, and so that the effectiveness can be brought quickly, and you can enhance their learning capabilities with the technology. This is how the technology can help you during the teaching learning also. At the same time, earlier speaker was talking about how this learning management system, okay, you can utilize this by involving all the stakeholders who are there in your network. Either it may be the parents, or it may be the your recruiters, or even the government bodies or affiliation bodies or the accreditation bodies, whoever is there who are related to your programs, they can be brought in a one segment through the networking, so that the technology will give you a freedom to connect them quickly and to update the details to them also very easily. And he is also talking about the QR code. Okay, in the usually in the textbook, usually we have seen all the running text. Okay, running text becomes very difficult to understand. Sometimes to understand the concept itself, you need to read paragraphs together, around 20 lines you have to read to understand the concept. If you, instead of that, if you add any email, the QR code with the videos or the animations, then the, instead of reading that 10 lines in a 30 seconds of video, the students can very easily understand. Even such things are included in our AICT textbook. As I was a lead author for the textbook in the engineering, I included those technology for making the students to understand the concepts very easily. This QR code concept is almost all there in the schooling as well as in the higher education, which is helping the students to quickly understand the things. And coming to the management system in the fee structures, collection of the fees or their credits, the number of subject opted or number of courses they have taken, this can be very easily monitored to the technology. How many courses they have taken and what is the progress they are doing. And even for example, in our institutions, we have introduced the language lab. Usually language labs will be done through the computer programming lab. But we have taken application, mobile application, where our students are utilizing the mobile application by sitting at their home, or even while they're traveling 365 days and 24 bar 7 they can utilize it. And and it is also cloud connected, so that they can take n number of assessment tests. This is how the technology is utilized. Otherwise, the physically the students have to go and sit in front of the computer and work for at least usually for 45 minutes or 1 hour in the college hours. But this technology is helping by with the through the mobile applications. They can utilize it for n number of times, and anywhere, everywhere, wherever they are traveling. And apart from this, the technology can be utilized for the evaluation and the monitoring system. Now the digital evaluation techniques are introduced in most of the universities and most of the autonomous institutions. Earlier the evaluation, the physically the evaluator has to go and sit in the particular university area or university offices to evaluate. Now it is digitized. Wherever you are sitting in your office also, you can evaluate, you can give the feedback, and you can what is the evaluate the answer script, so that even during night, whenever you get the free time, you can evaluate, so that quickly the evaluation process can be completed and the results can be awarded. As an administrator, most of the time, being a director in an institutions, I can't go and sit in the university for 3 hours or 3 days or 4 days, something like that. But when it is made as a digitization evaluation system, now I can sit at my office or during my free hour at my home, I can sit and evaluate. This is how the technology is also helping and enhancing the one's competency and the people ability to work beyond the office hours, so that the productivity can be enhanced. With this note, I thank DIDAC for giving me the opportunity to talk on this DIDAC activity. Thank you one and all.